Welcome back to I Died For You Paranormal TV, where we explore the line between history, science, and the unexplained. Today we're heading to Virginia, a state filled with centuries of history, from early settlements to major moments in American development. Because of that long history, Virginia is often considered one of the most haunted places in the United States. But are these stories truly paranormal? Or can science explain them? Let's investigate. Virginia's reputation starts with its deep historical roots. It includes the first permanent English settlement at Jamestown, early towns, trade routes, and evolving communities. From a scientific perspective, places with long history create strong emotional associations. Psychologists call this environmental priming, when your brain uses prior knowledge to interpret what you experience. Virginia is one of the oldest continuously inhabited regions in North America. Historically, the region includes indigenous communities who lived there for thousands of years, developing agriculture and trade systems. Early English settlers who built lasting communities, the growth of towns like Colonial Williamsburg. From an educational perspective, Virginia shows how humans adapt to new environments, build communities, and develop technologies over time. Colonial Williamsburg. Another fascinating location is Colonial Williamsburg, a living history museum that recreates the 18th century life. Some visitors report unusual experiences such as feeling like they're being watched, hearing unexplained noises. Scientifically, this can be explained. Immersion effect. When you're surrounded by a realistic historical setting, your brain becomes more imaginative. Low lighting conditions, especially at night, heighten awareness due to unfamiliar surroundings. Your brain essentially is on alert, which can make normal sensations feel unusual.
We're here to put an end to the riot he has incited in our peaceful streets. When I call upon you, I need you to respond with yes, sir. Is that clear, men? Yes, sir! Thank you, tiny soldier. Yes, you raving, riotous, rakish ruffian. Come, face me now.
Well, who in the world is that? Yelling such compliments towards me! Oh, Biggs, you actually came on out. Well, how does it feel to get down off your high horse and walk amongst us simple folk?
Ennis, with the full authority of Governor Henry behind me and these bayonets prepared, I demand that you relinquish this cannon and that this party disperse.
Oh! You're feeling tornacious, I see. Well, I will extend to you the very same offer I gave to Lieutenant Bond. Put that anger inside you to better use and add some vigor to our celebration.
Not a single one.
Did you know there's a town in Virginia where you can travel back in time? This is Williamsburg. You can visit historic shops like millineries and cobblers, restaurants, and more. Everyone who works in these places is dressed in 18th century clothes and are always in character. The historic area has 88 original 18th century structures, while others are reconstructed on their original foundation. There are hundreds of houses and businesses. One of these is the King's Arms Tavern, one of George Washington's favorite restaurants.
Jamestown and Pocahontas. Now, let's take a closer look at Jamestown, one of the most important historical sites in the United States. It was founded in 1607. Jamestown was the first permanent English settlement in the North America. Early settlers faced many challenges, including harsh weather, limited food supplies, unfamiliar environmental conditions. Nearby lived the Powhatan Confederacy, a group of indigenous tribes with advanced knowledge of the land. One of the most well-known figures connected to this time was Pocahontas. Historically, Pocahontas was a young member of the Powhatan people who interacted with English settlers. Over time, her story became widely told, especially in books and films. However, historians and researchers emphasize that many popular versions of her story are simplified or dramatized. Real historical accounts are more complex and should be understood respectfully. From a scientific and historical standpoint, Jamestown is important because it helps us study early survival strategies in new environments, cultural interactions between different groups, archaeological evidence like tools, food remains, and building structures. Today, archaeologists continue to uncover artifacts that help us better understand what daily life was like back then. The Bunnyman Bridge. One of Virginia's most famous legends come from Bunnyman Bridge. The story tells of a mysterious figure in a bunny costume haunting the bridge. Historically, this comes from real reports in 1970 involving a costumed individual. This is an example of urban legend formation. Stories evolve and become exaggerated over time. Environmental factors such as echoes, shadows, sudden noises, all of these can trigger the brain's threat detection system.
The legend of Bunnyman Bridge centers around a rural overpass near Fairfax Station in Virginia. This bridge is said to be haunted by a man in a rabbit costume wielding an axe, known as the Bunnyman. The legend dates back to 1904, during a prisoner transfer at a local asylum. One of the buses crashed, and many inmates escaped into the woods. All but one were eventually recaptured. The remaining fugitive, Douglas Griffon, was never found, but carcasses of half-eaten rabbits began appearing in the woods. Later in 1970, a couple reported a man in a bunny suit vandalizing their car with an axe. Police investigated but only ever found the axe stuck in the hood of the vehicle. The legend has since persisted.
The Omni Homestead Resort. Guests have reported hearing footsteps, lights flickering, objects being moved. From a scientific standpoint, these experiences can be explained by aging infrastructure. Old wiring can cause lights to flicker. Acoustic anomalies. Sound travels differently in older buildings. Memory errors. Humans often misremember when objects were placed. There's also a psychological factor called pareidolia, where the brain tries to find patterns like faces or figures in random shapes.
Did you know that you can visit the oldest resort in America and it's only about 4.5 hours from the Carolinas? Up in the Allegheny Mountains in Hot Springs, Virginia, you can find the Omni Homestead Resort. It was so unique staying in such an old resort. You could still feel all the history and the charm behind it. The best word I can use to describe it is elegant, and you really did feel like you were stepping back in time. We stayed for a long weekend and found that was the perfect amount of time to really explore the hotel and what it has to offer, but you still never run out of things to do. They have an in-house movie theater that shows 2 different movies a night. They also have tons of outdoor activities from ice skating to the pool, and yes, the pool is still open in the winter. An absolute must-do is visiting the Warm Springs. You can take a hotel shuttle there, and it's a 50-minute soak in 98-degree spring water. It's an experience you definitely can't get anywhere.
Let's break down the science behind paranormal experiences. 1. Infrasound. Low-frequency sound waves can cause uneasiness, chills, a feeling of a presence. 2. EMF, electromagnetic fields. High EMF levels may affect brain activity, leading to unusual sensations. 3. Fatigue. When you're tired, your brain is more likely to misinterpret information. 4. Expectation. If you expect something scary, your brain becomes more sensitive to every sound and movement. So, why? is Virginia really haunted? Historically, it's a state filled with powerful stories and significant events. Scientifically, many paranormal experiences can be explained through environmental factors, brain psychology, natural physical process. Understanding the science doesn't take away the mystery, it just adds to it. Virginia's history is deep, complex, and fascinating. When we look at it through scientific educational lenses, we see how real history shapes storytelling. The brain interprets environments. Science explains many mysteries. Thank you for watching I Died For You Paranormal. Keep hitting that fat thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to all, and remember, we're always watching.
Velvet shadows fall on haunted ground, where silent whispers are the sweetest sound. We chase the echoes in the night, a crimson